Alrighty, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel Chaffetz. Student ID is 9168. Right now it is 8:20 p.m. 4/12 is the date, and it is a beautiful Sunday. Today I will be doing, or as of right now, I will be doing my full face of makeup. Going to be doing some eye shadows and going to be doing definite contour and highlighting on the face as well. Without further ado, let's get started. So first I'll be starting off with my main foundation, which is going to be CoverGirl. I'm gonna start on one side and then I'll make my way over. And I do a primarily thick application just to ensure my rosacea is covered up. So I'll do this side first. Doing a stippling manner just to kind of bounce it all out so it's not all solid. And as you can see, so that's my right side with the rosacea, and then full coverage on that side. Let's get to the other. And gotta make sure we get the nose. And definitely need to make sure we blend out towards the neck. And I also use the brush because I found it does take off most of it, so if it does end up being a little bit heavier, I can just take some of that product and utilize it everywhere. Circling motions help as well. Alrighty, and so there we go with the matte foundation. Pretty clean, pretty clear. And the concealer I'll be using is my primer, essentially. So the main things we want to do is we want to cover right here underneath the eyes. And right near anywhere that would cause shadowing. I know you can barely see. Right there, there we go. Okay. We'll go over here as well. Now we don't want to highlight the nose just yet because we're going to be contouring the nose as well. And I'm going to prime my eyes as well. And we're gonna make sure she stays pinned down. Normally you use a different brush for concealing, but I only have so many brushes. And for the most part, for my own makeup, I usually end up using my fingers. Because they actually, I feel like it's better for some instances. Okay, so now we got a nice balanced out face, concealer and all. Up next is the contouring portion. One of my least favorite areas because I naturally have really high cheekbones, but it's not bad to define them out, which is really nice. So we will do as long as my brush wishes to cooperate with me. And whenever it's a really thick, I like to practice on my arm, make sure it's not too dark, but that looks actually pretty nice. So the other thing is, in order to get the exact point of where your line should start, is I would normally suck in, and you see you're supposed to be about right from here in front of this little part of your ear and come forward. So the main focus is, there we go. I know it's a little dark, but we gonna work with it. Then we gonna blend. We're gonna bring her down just a little bit to widen her out. And in order to buff this out just a little bit, I'm gonna just take that foundation brush once again and just circle on top of it. And there we go. So we want to make it look like we have the highest cheekbones of the land. But if you go too dark, it does taint the shade. Just like that. She's a little dark. I did put too much product, but you know what? We are gonna work with this. I'm just super fair in general, so you know what? I'm okay with this. As long as we blend this out. She's looking pretty dark over there. It's okay though. I just never go outside. There we go. That's actually came out really nice. So there's the contouring for the cheeks. As you can see, just with that shadowing right here from my light, you can almost see that I have carved out my cheekbone, which is pretty cool. And then we gotta do the nose. I really hate the nose. The nose is like my arch nemesis, but I do know how to do it, so you guys are in good hands. We're going to lightly dab the lovely contouring powder. And we're just gonna go along the side of the nose because we want to get rid of the pterodactyl effect. Oh, she's okay. That was the right amount. Cool, 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 cool. Okay. I went a little too heavy on that part. Oh well. So then we gotta blend. We don't want my nose looking too big. And we're gonna go underneath, right underneath this part of the nose. So I want to say it's like right just about where the most roundest part of your nose is, but if you connect a little line between your nostrils, and then go to the other side. Now we don't want to go too heavy on the nose, even though we want it to our soul. And then we buff her out, just like that. We want it super faint. We don't want it to completely eliminate my nose, but you can't really pick it up on here, but it's there, I promise. So next is going to be traditionally the blush stage. I don't have blush. I don't really use blush. I try to avoid it because of my rosacea. I'm really self-conscious about that, so I don't do it. But we are going to do some highlighter. And what is I'll be using is the Jeffree Star Liquid Frost in Frostbite, which is most very, very effective highlighter, in my opinion. Alright, so I will go in with this little guy right here. I'll just take it off the stem because this is really creamy formula. Now with the highlighting portion is going to be the highlighting or making known the highest points of your face. So technically it would be a little bit of the forehead area. It is going to be the nose because it is the farther most out thing. And then the cheekbone area right near the eyebrow, and then depending on how your eye look goes, you highlight on the inner part of the eye or right underneath the eyebrow. So let's dab her out real quick. I'll put some product on my hand and make it a little easier to get some more. So this is a very light color, but we shall get this going. So just about right there, just dab out the outline. So the reason why I also wanted to do this one was because it is very pigmented in the light. And this is about the shape I would do. Normally you'd have some blush underneath. And then you kind of pat it on out until you feel like it is smoothed out. I know it looks really harsh on camera, but lighter shimmers and not as pigmented highlights tend to pick up on very direct light like this. When I do it on the other side, you'll see it's going to be very, very minimal, which is really nice. I'll turn over here. And I just keep on dabbing to dilute the edging out just enough for me to appreciate it. So see, now. And then next we want to get my cute little nose. So I lightly dab. So, gotta have a button nose. Alright, up next is going to be the actual eye look. Okay, so I have also acquired my eyebrows. My eyebrows are semi-important because they're not really there to begin with. What I like to do is I use a gel with a little spindle brush. So as you see how they are right now, they're not really there, they're there, but they're not there. And just use a little spoolie and push and pull them into the direction that they naturally should go with a little bit of an uplift. Or depending on how the client wants it in the future, you just go with what they ask. So there is one eyebrow. Compared to the other, it's very soft, not really noticeable. This one's like, hi, I'm an eyebrow. There we go. She is filling. We are feeling it. And what's nice is when it has some pigmentation, it fills in a little bit better, and then it makes the eyebrows look really full. You are able to do this with powder as well, but this is my main preference. And we want to make sure if our eyebrows are shortened is, I like to drag the coloring out to about the edge of the eyebrow area, just to make sure it hits the outer corner. We want to make sure. And then we fill her up strokes. There we go. Now we got some eyebrows going. Up next is now officially the eyeshadow portion, my personal favorite. And today I will be doing a little cut crease color. I'm gonna go with some purples since my hair is looking some kind of steel way. And so what I'll be starting off first is with a light cut crease color, just so it's more of a transitional piece. I'll try to get a close-up as I go, but as of right now, you're gonna have to bear with me. So I will be using this palette, which is the Bloodlust palette, and the first color I'm going in with is going to be Deviant, which is a light lilac color. And what's really nice about this palette is it works up very nicely, and for any crease color, it's always very nice to go semi-light. These are very pigmented on me specifically, but what's nice is that even when it's super light, it's still really noticeable because it's such pigmented color. Okay, so there we go. We got Deviant all in the crease area. Okay. So since I'm going for more of a purpley lilac soft coloring, I might go darker as we go because I'm just feeling the mood tonight. So up next we'll be using Vivid Mood. The first color I used was this one, so now we're going to go down to here, which is this one with the star, not the one with the wand. We might go to that one. We're going to go with that one first. And we're just going to slowly build her up on the outer corner area, slowly bring her in, doing little circles. She's more on the pinkier side, a little deeper compared to Deviant. So just building her up on the outside, as I said. So we got a little shift going. Alright. I really hope this is picking up. There we go. That's better. So I'm gonna reposition that real quick. There we go. Much better. Now we can get a close-up of my face. And you can actually see the contouring on the nose and then highlight. There we go. Let's keep going. Still going in with Vivid Mood. Gonna just build that up into the crease. I'm gonna bring that a little forward. I'm just slowly bringing it up just to give a nice soft pink effect. Alright, so now we are starting to go. So now we shall go into High King, which High King is that little wand one I was talking about. Oh, I love this color. Oh, look at that. Yes, I've always needed that color in my life. So now I'm going to further deepen, just soft pats right on that edge. There we go. I'm going to use the other side, which is a concealer brush, but I like to drag it just so it blends with that purple we put down just a little bit ago. Happy strokes. And see, it lightens and diffuses the little area that we just worked on. I'm gonna just push that a little bit into the crease, no worries. And do that again, just pulling it over. Okay, we're doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Do the same thing on this side, just patting. And we're gonna carve it just a little bit and drag her over. I'm gonna go a little heavier on this side, but you know what? It's okay. We will. There we go. Alright, and the last color I'm going to end up doing is called Blood Queen. It's the darkest purple in the palette, which is this guy right here. Alright, and this is going to go on the very outer portion. It's going to do the darkest corner part, and I'm also going to end up dragging it underneath, which will be fun. Probably where'd my mirror go? I want to make sure you guys can see me. Alright, see how I'm just lightly tapping to build up here. And I'm brushing it. Ooh. Might be easier if you guys can actually see my face. Here we go. Alright. Very nice. We're gonna just slowly brush it up just a little bit. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 colors going as of right now. And then I have a small little brush that I want to use. Ooh, that wasn't really dry from cleaning it already, but oh well. Alright, and so we are going to go along the lash line. Going to go about 3/4 of the way here, not 3/4, but enough to soften this little bit. And just make it like a uniform line. So as of right now, we got that going. We're gonna do the same thing to the other side. Alright. How are we looking here? So we got that nice underlying effect. We are gonna go back with Vivid Mood real quick. Just lighten it up. I'm gonna lighten up that bottom line right underneath the main part of the eye, the main irises. Alright. And here we go, and so far we're looking okay. And then, since this is going to be a cut crease look, need that going to cut out the inner corner area just so when I use the eyeshadow I wish to use, I can just pop it in there and it will remain super sparkly because I'm all about glitter, if you can't tell. And we're just going to brush along the edge and we're gonna look up, and that immediately draws the line for how high I should be going. So that's a nice solid cut right there. For is it cut crease? Now it is okay if it ends up hitting some of the areas we did blend out earlier, no big deal. So now I actually have a base layer for the color I wish to put down. Do that one more time. There we go. I was a little nervous there for a second. I didn't know if I put enough on. If you don't put enough on, it does doesn't have enough tackiness to actually go where you want it to go. So here we go right now. I'm gonna dab that out with my finger actually because it's really harsh compared to that side. So next up we're gonna do a metallic color. Since I have really light silvery tone colors going on, I'm gonna stick with the lilac colors. I was gonna do a gold and I decided not to. So I'm going to be doing I'm gonna do Wet Jewel. Wet Jewel is this really pretty pink right here, and I'm gonna do this with my hand because glitters tend to not. Oh. Okay, that was the right one. Okay, I was like, did I swear it's the right one? So I'm gonna go in Wet Jewel, and I'm just gonna pat it right on in there. I know it's a little more aggressive than expected, but sometimes it likes to stick on there. Alright, and so we got a nice glittery effect going on. Since I had some left over. And then we are going to pat some more. Very nice indeed. Alright. And then, up next, eyeliner. This shirt is ruined. Now most people tend to use different tactics for doing their eyeliner, but I'm very quick because I've been doing it for a long time. I don't want this to be too dramatic because I want the eyeshadow to be dramatic for me. So I'm just gonna go from right there and slowly work out. When I get to the edge of the eye, I box it off just a little bit, just to create an edge. So right now that's what I got going on. I have not done the wing entirely yet until right now. I'm going to picture the kind of wing I want. If I want to do something short, this is where I would stop. If I want to be more dramatic and follow through with the eyeliner itself, I'd go just like that. Not entirely. I'm usually really nice about it, but this other eye is probably going to be perfect.